This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Good morning, Benjamin and Lily and team. Thank you for all your shows. You're welcome. Your books are great. My colleague who ordered your healing book is still very happy with the content. Personally, your advice on many matters rescued me from a destructive cycle. For example, no cohabitation, dating as an interview, sexual purity, no sending photos, dressing style. Did you teach about dressing style? Oh,
yes, we keep talking
about it. Talk about it. How to be girly and feminine and more. I have learned that unless I apply these principles, I cannot protect myself from many men just having fun, from many men who just like having fun with naive women. That's Jennifer from South Africa. And so many guys are writing to you talking about their books.
And I'm happy that you can see it's how she has ingested. She was even seeing how her friends have benefited from the books. Yeah. And she's explaining how our guidance through the books and through the videos have transformed her life. If lack of knowledge can ruin you, getting the knowledge can save you. And it says in Proverbs that when you wage war, obtain counsel.
Yes.
When you wage war of life. Somebody said, those who don't know that life is a war will never know what prayers are for.
Yes.
We're talking about prayers, but we're talking about books and knowledge. That it says in Proverbs if it costs you everything, obtain knowledge. If you look at all the money you're remaining and you're in a crisis and you only have money that is not enough, one way to use that money is to get knowledge.
Yes.
The knowledge of how to redeem your situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may find that you are caught in a cycle. The corporate ladder is very antagonistic to you. Doesn't care that you flourish. They want you to remain a good puppet. From internship to a low-paying position to short-lived contract of 3 months, and you are kept at the hooks. You must please this person and the other one for it to get renewed.
Yes.
You finally get a job and you have to bootleg to be promoted. You need a praise. You need a good review. You need a good you're kept.
Yeah.
It does not center on how you can get things done, how excellent you are, how you're improving, how you're expanding, how you're becoming emotionally balanced, how you become resilient. It does not center on getting you to a better person.
Yeah.
It's you playing the game better.
Yeah.
It's not getting results. It's playing games.
Right? Politics.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't really gear towards.
Don't remind me.
It's not the excellent person who's being rewarded. It's only the right standing with the right people.
It's so exhausting.
You know?
Yeah.
And this comedian was joking about our power supplier who has been giving us national blackouts, including the airport. The generators have failed. We are in blackout at the airport.
Once was upsetting. Twice.
You wonder, are we back to just the time we just got independence?
Right? That's what I've been asking myself.
When are we going back to?
When are we? What is this?
We are paying people to be doing those things and they're still failing en masse. And you don't see the country coming to a standstill and the president standing to say this is embarrassing.
Right?
And it should not happen again. I mean, nobody addresses it. Just some Twitter. If you can read on Facebook, we are experiencing inconvenience as soon as possible. But when they need to tax your money over funny things, that's urgent.
So fast. Yeah. Very fast.
So we are saying a time comes when nobody will be motivating you to be better and excel. It is you to this antagonistic system that just wants to make you usable. You're the one to disagree with it. You're the one to carve your life and adjust where you're going. This person is explaining how they have transformed. No, the company did not sponsor them to buy Benjamin Zulu books. I don't think the employers who do that, we congratulate them, but normally you can't wait for your company to tell you to follow that teacher is good for you.
Yeah.
You can't wait for your company to recommend those videos.
Yeah.
What she has done was personal initiative. to evolve. And Lily, I know our national leadership will transform once we get 20% of us awakened.
Yeah.
You only need 20% in any parliament to say, my friends, why can't we summon the whole KPLC to parliament to answer?
Yeah.
Why aren't we firing all of them to go home? How can you give the whole country a blackout? And then the issue is just brushed off.
Yeah.
What is the Senate doing? What are we doing?
Exactly.
Their work is oversight. What are they overseeing?
What are they overseeing? Why do we have a Minister of Energy and the whole team under him?
And then something like airport has a blackout?
There's nowhere in the world where airports have blackouts.
That is unthinkable. I don't know where we are. But I want to ask.
Yeah.
I want to ask the individual to take the charge to just master their career. There are things you can watch and say, this is not right, I will evolve and I'll change things.
Yeah.
Really the right answer to all the problems that are disturbing us. That's why personally I prefer personal transformation, not political activism. I will give my voice when I can. But I think the solution that will give me control is when I become a better person, so that I cannot be, when you cannot be ignored because you have this number of people, you have this number of money, you have this number of contribution, your voice, even when you speak two words, they're heavier. They're heavier. I want to tell you that when we are all of us awakened, and even the person among those who are interviewing, sometimes those who are employing also have no option. Everybody who has applied is low grade.
No. Okay.
You have to hire someone.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Let me tell you the truth. Sometimes you have to hire someone within 1 month. And all the applicants within that 1 month are below par. What you think could have been a level of competence does not exist in that country. I believe that's one of our problems as a nation. Our levels of incompetency are we are so low in incompetency as a group that we don't know how to demand excellence. Mediocrity looks okay. Corruption looks okay. Cutting corners here looks okay. People are so greedy that when they're given some kickback, they'll forget the duty, they'll forget the responsibility to society. People are so greedy. How often are police collecting bribes on the road and we're used to it? Instead of checking whether this car is polluting environment, loaded correctly, driving responsibly, instead of doing the things they're supposed to do, just take and let them continue causing accidents or doing inconveniencing, whatever it is. You know, and people destroying our young men with illicit brews, but because the local authorities are being bribed, these young men can die from whatever is being sold there, whether it's contaminated or not. How many times are being told that maize flour is in the supermarkets, but it's polluted, don't take it, but it is passed through our hands, and we have somebody paying to check these standards. Where are we? You're talking aflatoxin in my home, and I bought in the supermarket. So we just say, I believe when you master who you are and we evolve. That friend I liked that person who mentioned a friend. Lily, just hold your friend's hands. Let's evolve as a person. The whole society will become awakened. It will be impossible. It will be impossible to elect incompetent leaders. It will be impossible to tolerate authorities and governance that is below par. When we are excellent personally. The reason the thing is going, what Mutaingunyi was saying, sometimes you don't shoot the wind vane because it's facing the wrong direction. The wind vane is following the wind. Sometimes you identify the wind vane and you don't realize that it is pointing the direction of the wind. When you see evil becoming so comfortable in society, the whole society is facing the wrong direction. I rather personalize the problem. I said, why is this common? Because so many of us are comfortable. So many of us let it be.
Okay. Get yourself this book. Is that what we were saying?
Yes.
Please get yourself this book. On benjaminzuluglobal.com, as well as these other books. Healing Your Inner Self was a game changer for so many people. Dreams Before Dating is a book you should buy for all Gen Zs that you know. Toxic Relationships is a book that opens your mind and your eyes to different relationships in your life, isn't it?
Yes.
And Dating Right is for the group that will be attending the February 10th conference. We have a conference, in case you just found out now. Please save up for it. 5K, food and beverages provided. Benjamin will be teaching us how to create the path and the...
Yes, the partner who fits with your path, yes.
yes, the partner who fits with your path. So all these and more products on benjaminzuluglobal.com. Today, you want to talk to us about holiday habits that will steal our peace for the first a whole trimester of 2024. Which habits are those?
Yeah, those first 4 months, all the way until February, March, and you're struggling because of what you're likely to do. Number one is that when you don't budget for January before January comes, when you don't think of paying the bills ahead, and don't factor where you get the salaries from, and you don't factor who will pay the rent, and just go on a hype, you know, just go on a joyous thing, on a joyous mood. Now, budgeting is a way to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
What's God will provide?
Yes, He is providing now. Savings are God's way of providing tomorrow's needs today. He's involving you in the responsibility.
I have to save.
Yeah.
he would just provide.
Yes, sometimes He wants to be a steward, a good custodian. If you don't.
Okay.
And multiply what He gives you. 1 talent, 2 talent, 3 talent, what you have to work with, He wants you to be responsible with it. So what you are saying is this. The first habit is when you don't plan for the hard season early. Generally, people avoid spending because many of them are depleted.
Yeah.
So the tourist sector, the transport sector, then there's school fees, back to school.
Yeah.
A lot of drain.
Yeah.
Those who think ahead and they allocate resources, or they just avoid excessive spending. And they have envisioned the month and the other month, they tend to have it less harsh. Some of the jobs that were unstable will refuse to take you back.
Yeah.
You know, some of the companies misbehave themselves.
Yeah. The owner misbehaved, so he has to retrench people in January.
Well, let's talk to you from February. We can't pay you in January.
Yeah, we can't pay you.
Yes. So they start crawling, or they delay your salaries until you can't pay your rent. You are running around from the landlord because the boss has not paid you, and the boss saying the client has not paid. The client is saying my supplier, and a chain of inconvenience.
Yeah.
They are not new to you.
Yeah.
Think about them now. Some people be so clever as to merge. If they were living this way, they merge houses for 2 months. Because some people are not really in a job. They were being paid because they are around and there's no agreement. It's like the high season.
Yeah.
You know, advertisers spend more in November.
Yeah.
When you go to YouTube and those e-commerce,
Yeah.
there's a lot of preparation for the season.
Okay.
So advertisers really push their campaigns in November. And then the December, that's when they're harvesting. What happens now when the tourist companies are just downing their tools? What happens when the person would promise I'll pay you this after this one gives and this one does not give? They were just traveling back and they're saying, give me a month, I get back on my feet. So now that people will have dented pockets, pockets that are dented, how prudent should you be prior to that season? I tell you, you may not have a windfall coming. Many people dream for windfall. We say 2 ways to be rich: get a lot of money or don't need a lot of money.
Oh. Can you be rich by not needing a lot of money?
Yes, you are still full. You are still very balanced and abundant. When you learn that your needs, when you don't have expensive needs, you live a rich life. When you have expensive needs, even if you have money, the money is not enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
When your tastes are very costly, more than what you're earning, it means you'll always be on deficit, isn't it? That's how people deceive you. They come driving big vehicles and they borrow your money, thinking they can't lack because they're driving
big vehicles.
Yes, and they look like they're living big.
Yeah.
This person has a very big life and they're borrowing only 5,000. Yeah, this must be a small money to this person. Only for them never to pay because they're living beyond their means. They have very expensive lifestyle.
So what you're talking about is ratio.
Yes. The proportion of how much you need versus how much you're getting.
Yeah.
Contentment means adjusting your lifestyle to find happiness within that scale, that bracket.
Yeah.
And to find happiness that actually leaves you contented.
Ah. You're not edgy and panicky.
Yes. If you're earning a small money that you know this is not your destiny.
Yeah.
But you find out the markets that have closed for that budget.
Yes.
You find out the places you can shop for serious markets that are way inside,
Yes.
where you have to trek for 2 kilometers inside the crowds.
Yes.
From the place the crowd starts, where there are no vehicles.
I know you don't like trekking, so I don't know who this example is for.
We have had to do it. When you only have 2,000 to shop for 1 month, serious.
You humble yourself.
You can't go to the supermarket because 2 kilograms is gone.
Yeah.
But you need 20.
Yeah.
So you go to the source, the supplier, who supplies the one who supplies the supermarket.
In Kenya, it's called Nyamakima. I think. You know Nyamakima?
Yes, and that's in the CBD.
Yeah.
That's only the big one. We have others, my friend. Every market, every town has it.
Okay.
You will find it. It's usually somewhere not that easy to maneuver
Okay. Yeah.
because vehicles can fit there.
Yeah.
You carry on your back, get another carry because you leave the car very far. It's not neat.
Yeah.
You need clothes and the places that you can find them, my friend, ready for work. Put on your gumboots. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But what if you have managed to get good clothes in that season? You only buy once. People see you wearing. They don't know that you got it on the other side of Moya
Yeah.
Avenue.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
And your stomach doesn't show what you ate, so nobody cares what you're eating. Thank God your stomach is not transparent. People can't tell what we are eating. We can just
Yeah.
come up here happy.
So funny enough, though, if you're eating junk, it shows.
Not the junk,
In
we're
the
just
wrong
saying
way.
good meals
Yeah.
like ugali sukuma.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That
get
is
you.
just basic. Eh?
I get you.
So basic.
Yeah.
But you didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's how I survived my January. So we are saying
Yeah.
you can go home and come with cereals. I can get them cheaply here. Come with cereals, another first pot I sorted. This part of the cereals, thank you very much. Maize flour sorted.
Good.
Now just backups. The backup.
Yeah.
And that one is 500, we are sorted.
Yeah.
How about when you plan ahead as if you're already in that month? Now you see how much you have. You're not being mean towards the season, but you're regulating how much of your giving and your taking is sustainable.
Yeah.
Most of your stress comes from not planning ahead. It's not the strongest blow that takes you down. It's the blow that you never saw coming. It's not the money that did not come by surprise. It's not that you suspected. The clients I'm hoping for January may not pay. How will I pay my rent? In case they do what they usually do in January. Tomorrow, next week.
Thank you. Please don't do that, clients.
Some of them are also doing that because they're being done that way by someone else. Where they're sourcing it from, they're also hearing the same language.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
So they make you wait as you make somebody else wait. How about now, you just, if they pay well, if they don't, this is what I will do. All
What
right?
will I do if they
No.
don't pay?
As you said, sometimes you just eliminate the need for the money.
Okay.
You know?
What if, you know what I want to ask?
Yeah, the money needs 10,000 January, and you suspect you may not get it. Tell them to report February. At home, they keep busy, came February.
Okay.
You balance yourself in that January. I'm just using example for example.
Okay.
Some of the people you know, you'll inconvenience them when you promise to pay, and you are not sure whether you'll be able to pay. And for a month, somebody else is helping with you. Tell them, they helped me for a month. What has happened there? You have avoided stress by looking ahead and adjusting.
Yeah.
Some of the needs, you don't get the money. You just avoid the needs.
Okay.
Okay? If you know if I drive, I'll need this kind of fuel. If I use matatu, I'll spend less. If I use taxi. And they say, this one, the way to look, say, hey, your car, wait for me.
Yeah.
I'll work more from home. I'll go fewer times. You navigate.
Yeah.
You navigate.
Yeah.
And the month passes. The other month passes. You even attend our conference comfortably. We tell you over the conference
Yeah.
to let you plan.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
can actually have a Valentine. Some people don't have Valentine because January just harassed them.
I know. February is like, January kicks them into February.
You know, and they say the 70 days of January. They are not 70 days. They are arduous because we plan poorly. We indulge too much. And so they're just that. Please, they're just the normal month.
They're normal. By the way, January days are longer. It's like 2 days per day.
Things are grinding, no excitement. Your phone forgot. Does it have network?
It's so strange. There are people who have made a lot of money in December and their January will be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're cashing in, some of the seasons like the tourism, hotel industry, they'll cash in.
Yeah.
Also the clothing industry, the trending, what people need. Many businesses will be on a good high in that season.
Yeah.
But you should calculate well so that you also don't get on a you lose
high. Yeah.
You lose yourself. The second precaution is not to incur loans in order to finance funfare. You want fun, you want to enjoy, but do not borrow money from everyone, from every mobile app, from every bank, from every creditor and Shylock, knowing that my money always comes in my salary will cover this up. Then that January, the place you are hoping, they also suffered things. Or the money comes and it is just sprinkled, too little, too late.
Yeah.
You solve your needs. We said borrowing is generally imprudent. Borrowing for consumption is imprudent because you don't know how circumstances will change. When you borrow for investment, that's a very planned investment, and you're calculating whether the risk you're taking is worth the interest of the loan.
Yeah.
And it's not emotional; it's calculated. When it's investment, it's usually different. That's why big companies that have a lot of money have loans, because it's more economical to borrow than to pay cash. When you look at the tax bracket, vis-a-vis the method of using a borrowed money, all those things, or the value for money over time. If I hold the money, I can trade better with it and give you little by little, rather than paying all of it. Those are investment loans. So consumer loans are when you're borrowing to eat. I just want you to know that by just consuming what you have, it is finished, and you don't stop moving. You continue your road trips, you continue your parties, you continue your things, and you're the one financing, borrowing here, borrowing there, borrowing. You can have a very difficult first quarter or first trimester of 2024 because you're still paying. Do you know, working very hard, then after you get the money, you pay loans. You feel very discouraged.
Yeah.
You don't feel the reward. You ate the reward in advance.
Yeah.
And that time when the banks are not, they're also harassing you because they also need to make money.
Yeah.
You know, and they're calling and you explain, they call again. One reason you don't want to borrow this funny money is so that people don't get entitlement to ring your phone just anyhow. And to give your phone number, I don't know to who, calling over the other, and they're exposing you.
Yeah.
One reason we don't just do petty borrowing is to keep our dignity intact. When you don't owe anybody anything, they leave you alone.
Yeah.
But we said when you're a salaried person, the lenders are very nagging to give you loans.
Yeah.
They keep giving, and your colleagues are talking about it: car loan, house loan, tank loan. I don't need a loan.
Yeah.
Everybody is driving, they look like, and all of them is loan. You don't want the stress. You're taking your time.
Yeah.
You're adjusting your life.
Yeah.
When they see that you have a clean pay slip, they can't sleep. You don't know who is sending your message around, your number around. People keep sending you messages. You block this, block that, block. Because you are the prey. They are not here for you. They're here to eat from you. I just want you to know that. I don't want you to borrow thinking that I will recover quickly.
Yeah.
The year peaks slowly. Prepare while you're hoping for the best, that you may get windfall of money.
Yes.
Prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
In case the year is like other years, slow.
Yeah.
How will I tide over? One way to tide over is avoid any obligations. And at the very bare minimum, operate on low costs.
Yeah.
Low cost. As I told you, you can duck the cost. You don't always have to meet the cost. You can just duck the costs. Avoid, remember the taxation rule? Evading tax is illegal because it means the tax is due, just not paying it. But avoiding tax is wise. Just avoid that tax, that path that has a lot of taxation. Costs are the same.
Yeah.
Avoid having to borrow, then you have to pay on pressure, on deadlines, on phone calls, on harassment. And one way for those people is to stay back and go for the New Year's, not Christmas. Some people have to do their calculation. Attend this Christmas, avoid the New Year.
Yeah.
Sometimes the transport is crazy when the traffic is that way. So they wait until 28th. Now going that way is smaller traffic. Now I go that way. You go against traffic to avoid the madness. This to say, avoid incurring loans just for the sake of financing funfare. After the wave is gone, you feel discouraged to have to work for paying loans. The last concept I want you to avoid is do not overpromise to help the needy cases you meet down there in the coming year. You may say, I'll pay your fees, I'll refurbish, facelift the house for you, let me get you in the motorbike. Some people will explain you their needs and you see you can help them. I want you to hear the cases and postpone your commitment. Don't overpromise, because also have other people stress you that they have already undertaken what you said.
Yeah.
They have already started what you discussed, and you gave the down payment of this amount, and they want more, only to realize you can't carry that now.
Yeah.
And they look like, some people have potential, you see their potential, you feel, these are genuine stories. Just a child who don't report for school, this person who just needs some money to stand up on their feet, this one also had these difficulties. These stories are real. They touch our lives.
Yeah.
But I want you to be self-cautious. I just want you to balance. When you see those needy cases, note them somewhere and decide when you are away and sober, when you can discuss with a person, for example.
Yeah.
I saw this case, this one, what is the obligation? See how much you can help soberly, sustainably. The moment you let these people know that you are charitable, you are all this, if you are doing charity, if this is your season for collecting charitable cases, it's okay. But in terms of individual and your finances are just personal and family, do not jump to overcommit. Yes.
So my question was for that person who feels like they're between a rock and a hard place. I've not traveled up country for a very long time, and still this year I feel like if I travel, it means I will spend into my January money. How do I mentally and emotionally process that so that it makes financial sense for me?
If you come from very far, like in Mfangano Islands.
Which ones are those?
Some islands far away, Rusinga Island, some island. You must finish the mainland, cross the lake to get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's not even the distance, but just the cultural expectation that when the city people go home, they must go shopping. So that thing, a lot of people are not able to separate themselves from it. Or if they are expecting to see you in your big car, and that's the year that you're thinking, I must go in a matatu or else.
Yeah. It's true. Cost does not just come from distance. We're just saying if your contextual placement is too demanding compared to the environment you are in now, sometimes you are the only one who has some light in that clan.
Yeah.
And everybody will be on your case to help them.
Yeah.
And your career might just be in a downturn and you don't want to keep explaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may just have opened a new shop and you just have changed direction 2 months back. And you're operating on, that the car is on red, it's on fuel alarm.
Your tokens are beeping. Yeah.
And you don't want to keep explaining your difficult seasons to people. Lily, let me release you from having to live to please people, and then you remain suffering. I want you to learn to say yes to yourself and your journey so that you can say no to the world without guilt. I'll repeat that. Learn to say yes to the seasons you are in so that you can say no to demands of the world without guilt. If you don't learn to refuse what they want, you keep accepting what you don't want, and you start a war inside. You say yes when you meant to say no. Are you coming, Auntie? We have to, you bring me shoes, bring me gift, bring this. When you come, I'll tell you this. You may be a helpful person, and you don't mind doing those community sharing. But if you're in a down season, as you're explaining, and you find that this person, where you are now, you can't do what they are used to you doing. Spoiling every home. All those homes, taking round gifts. And they're waiting for you, they're used to it now. You can minimize the visit or just make a phone call or send something. Sometimes what I would have spent on the road, just send it. I'm away now. You can always be away from the city. It's a perfect excuse.
Yes.
I'm held up. I will see whether I can. Don't always have to rule it out. Let me see that early January. Let me see what I can make up. For now, you guys enjoy yourself. We are okay. It's very okay, Lily, to stay back. It's not wrong when your seasons are not allowing. You will find that you're not even alone. There's some shops that are open. Supermarkets that are open. They expect some of you weirdos are hanging around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you find only one counter operational, just the one for your doors. So
Yeah.
that's what Matatu wants in a, you know,
Yeah.
because everybody cannot fit in the same timeline, and you may be in a season whereby you should allow yourself. You know, when you're that flexible with yourself, you can be flexible with other people.
Yes.
You will not be judgmental when people are saying, I can't do what I've always done this time.
Yeah.
Allow me to avoid the stress. You may drag and nag them and they go. Then they are depleted.
Yeah.
They are stressed. Then they struggle. What have you achieved? No, when you have that brother whom you expected and they tell you, I may not. Tell them, imagine I understand, but are you okay? If you are fine, that's okay. The most important thing is that you are all right. You're not in hospital. You're healthy. No worries. Do your mathematics. You can always visit when it is more convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let us talk like that to our children, to our relatives, to tell them, I'm not the one to pressure you when I know you have a lot of things to balance.
Yeah.
You have a lot of demands of life to balance.
Yeah.
I'm not one to stress you like that. But when you are a place I can help, according to the relationship we have, I can always help.
Yeah.
Some people will ask you, can we fuel your car? We go one way. I will not bother you more. Just drop me at my home and pick me as you come back. What's your dates? That will help me to avoid this chaos.
Yeah.
There are people like that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when you find a person who's that willing, you can always carpool to help them when you realize it's a season they're in. When you can't help them, you explain and they realize they don't have that much pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you, you can allow people and you allow yourself to duck when the seasons are not favorable and to shoot when they are favorable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Allow yourself.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful show. Enjoy the holidays.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Months. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life,